Hello and welcome back to another floor book haul, and that is because I went back to the store that I purchased that massive windfall of science fiction and fantasy books, thinking that because there were two other resellers that came in like shortly after me and had barricaded themselves in some of the areas of the store, that there might have been some pieces that I missed. And so I decided to go back the week after, and I was correct. And not only did I pick up more science fiction and fantasy, I also picked up about another 200 books, but they're all like university press releases of translated works of fiction and poetry, which are not going to go on Whatnot. They're going to go in my regular eBay store because they're all brand new. So again, with my belief that this was a bookstore that went out of business, but it has been a boon for me, even though it was a bust for them. And I am going to show you the rest of the books that I picked up that are science fiction and fantasy from that store. And also, like with the other ones, anything that I say that I am not going to keep will be available for sale on Whatnot. I will put a link in a pinned comment down below if you are interested in joining us. So they'll be for sale. The paperbacks start at $2, the hardcovers start at $3, and it's a good time. And hopefully you'll join me, and those of you that have joined me over this last, month and a half, thank you. It's been super fun. I've learned so much from y'all in the comments, as well as in my Whatnot shows, about these authors and about books that I should look out for, and it's meant a lot. So this is a mix of science fiction and fantasy, so let's go ahead and get into it after this very long-winded introduction. So this is A Passage to Dawn. It's a Forgotten Realms R.A. Salvatore book. Is in pretty decent shape. The problem is that it's got some noms taken out here. So it's, I guess you would say, like new condition, except there are chunks missing out of this front cover. The actual spine is uncracked, and I think this is the first print from 1997. So this is a fantasy book from TSR. We have another copy of the Sword. We have another copy of The Sword of Shinara, which is, again, the volume 1 of one of their quartets in the Shinara world. That is one of the most popular fantasy realms written by Terry Brooks. This is a newer print, also has a uncreased spine. This one is in much better shape. I don't know when this one is from because it says 1978, but this is like the 67th print, so probably a 2000s print of this book. It has a nice horizontal print on the spine that I really like. So there's this one. I might keep this one. I thought I had a vintage copy of Catch-22, but if I can't find it, then I'm going to keep this. This is Joseph Heller's Catch-22, but this is a nice vintage copy. This is a Dell print. It has an uncreased spine, and it doesn't have a barcode, which is nice. So I wonder how old this book is. This is from 1984. Oh, there's the barcode, but it's like a weird one. So I'm going to go ahead and put this aside. If I don't find my other copy, I'll let you know if I'm keeping it or not here. Oh, that's exciting. Okay, so I found not one, but 2 copies of A Canticle for Leibowitz. I kept one of them already, so this one gets to go up for sale. That's exciting. So this is Walter M. Miller Jr.'s A Canticle for Leibowitz. This is a Bantam paperback. It does look like it has a bit of foxing on the yellow text block and inside. And this is from 1982. So that's exciting. That'll go up for sale. I was able to find multiple copies of some of like the rarer books, which is really exciting for me. Okay, so wow, this looks cool. So this is Theater of Timesmiths by Gary Kilworth. I've never heard of this person. This is a Questar book. Really neat cover. Wow, okay. Trapped in a prison of ice, their only hope was their imagination. This is a first print from 1986. Never heard of that person. That's cool. So we have a brand new copy of Ursula K Le Guin. This is a modern premium mass market paperback. Again, I've talked about this before. So this is a regular mass market paperback, and this is a premium mass market paperback, and you can see how it's taller. They're anywhere from like a centimeter to an inch taller. It just depends on the printer. This is Ace. It's The Left Hand of Darkness. I have a vintage copy of this, so I will let this one move on. This is a modern print, but it's brand new, so that's pretty cool that I can offer that up. We have Jeffrey A. Landis. This is Crossing, Mars Crossing. I've never heard of this guy. This is a Tor SF book. It's a first print from 2001. Never heard of this before. We have another fantasy book. So this is R.A. Salvatore, The Lone Drell, another Forgotten Realms book. I know Salvatore has written other things, right? He hasn't just done the Forgotten Realms books. It's a Wizard of the Coast print, because of course it is. And this is a first print from 2003, so technically vintage. That makes me feel old. Moxie, please stop. If you hear purrs or screaming, it's this thing. This is my cat Moxie. She's an old lady. We have, okay, I know I found the trilogy from this author. This is a more modern SF author. This is Yoon Lee, and this is the Hexerchate stories. So this is a short story collection, I think, that takes place in the same world of the trilogy that I found originally. And this is just like those ones, brand new. So that's pretty cool. Although I'm sad that I found this the next week instead of being able to offer this with the other ones. But now I can offer it up, and hopefully that same buyer will come back. And that way they can have all of them. I missed it, SF Masterworks. Again, it was just, I bought another, 4 boxes of books. So it was me just grabbing a bunch of stuff again, and then later separating all the SF and fantasy out, so I kind of didn't register it very much. But this is Stand on Zanzibar by John Brunner. So this is another SF Masterwork book, and it is the black Masterwork, and this one is numbered. So I've noticed that the black Masterworks are numbered, but the yellow ones are not, and the fantasy Masterworks are numbered. I wonder why they decided to do it that way. This is from 1999. That's very cool. So that'll go up for sale. And I have quite a few of these I found. I don't know if these were part of the original, I don't know if someone else donated this or this was part of the bookstore. But I found a bunch of L. Ron Hubbard when I was there. If you don't know who L. Ron Hubbard is, he is the founder of Scientology. And considering what's going on right now, that seems very coincidental. But this is Mission Earth. This is 1 through 3 in paperback. And they're just the most ridiculous covers. This one still has the remnants of a sticker. I'd be able to take that off. But this is the first one, Invader's Plan. And then I also found number 6 in paperback as well. Mission Earth number 6. But then I also found the hardcovers. So here is Fortune of Fear, which is volume number 5 in hardcover. The Voyage of Vengeance, which is the number 7 in the Mission Earth series in hardcover. And then Mission Earth volume 4 in hardcover. So I have technically 1 through 7, but half of them are hardcover and half of them are paperback. So I think what I'm going to do is list 1 through 3 on Whatnot as a set for like $6, and then if you want the other ones, you could just pay for them individually or not, or not pay for anything because you don't care. You do you. We have a Kim Stanley Robinson. This is a PM Press, and PM Press is a leftist printing press. This is the Lucky Strike Plus. I don't know, I don't know what this is, but it will go up in this auction because I don't know what it is, and it's Kim Stanley Robinson, so there's that. Hi, Editing Bob here to let you know that this is a novelette that was originally published in the 80s, and it is an alternative history about the atomic bomb and Hiroshima. So it is science fiction. Sweet. This I'm keeping for myself. I'm trying to collect all of John Steinbeck's works because I do very much enjoy reading him and I want to be able to read all of them. Plus, this is one of my favorite types of trade paperback printings. This is Penguin. And it's got the flaps like a regular hardcover would and the deckled edges. This one has some fingerprints on it. It also has like a little like sticker residue here, which I'll have to get off. But I'm going to keep this for myself to read, so that'll go over here. And we have Beggars in Spain and a hardcover by Nancy Kress. This is one of the Nebula Award winners that I have to read. Now, I cannot believe I found this in hardcover. I feel it's like the John Crowley where one of y'all sent me the book and thus it manifested itself for me in person. But Ryan actually sent me a copy of this, Vintage Viking, so I could have it, and he sent me a hardcover. So this one I will actually put up for sale, and it's been pretty hard for me to find, which is why Ryan was kind enough to gift me a copy, is because I was getting very frustrated that I had found both the second and third book in this trilogy, but I could not find this one. So Ryan, again, thank you, and this one will go up for sale. Next book we have is Richard K. Morgan, Woken Furies. This is the author of Altered Carbon. He also does fantasy as well, but this is a nice little trade paperback. Ooh, speaking of Nebula Award winners, this is the Doomsday book by Connie Willis. I'm still trying to find Blackout All Clear by Connie Willis for the Nebula Award, but this is a brand new copy of Doomsday book, which is her another Nebula Award winner by her. But again, one of you guys were very nice and sent me a copy of this, so this can go on to a new home. And this, it looks like it's a 90s edition, but I can put this up for sale, which is exciting. The Left Hand of Darkness is also a Nebula Award winner, so I actually have a few Nebula Award winners that's going to be in this auction, which is nice. Ooh, this is a very vintage copy. This is a Shockin' book. It's Brian Aldiss, Billion Year Spree, A True History of Science Fiction. It's got a really cool little skull dude in the side. Shockin' paperback from 1974. Oh, okay. I think this is Brian Aldiss doing literary criticisms of the importance on certain pieces of science fiction, because it's talking about The Origins of the Species by Mary Shelley, Clear-Sighted Sickly Literature by Edgar Allan Poe, Pilgrim Fathers, A Man Who Could Work by H.G. Well, yeah, so it looks like it's him talking about a bunch of different works of science fiction. So this is a book about science fiction, but is not science fiction. I'm still gonna put this up for sale. A fantasy book by Paul J. Macaulay. Paul J. Macaulay is a UK author, which I did not know about until I started doing these hauls. So this is Paxos Angel. I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that, but it exists. It has a neat little picture here, which is super small, but it is a neat picture of what looks like an angel and a demon having a disagreement with each other. It's supposed to be an alternative history. We got Kim Stanley Robinson, The Years of Rice and Salt. Very nice floppy bantam here. It looks like another alternative history. That's pretty interesting. This is a thick boy. So if you want something to read. Oh no. I will have to black out some personal information because somebody's professor gave them this book, and that's very sad because somebody's professor gave them this book and this has an uncracked spine. So the person they gave this book to never read it. That's so tragic. And it's like got his phone number in here and their email address, like if they needed to reach out and talk about it or something. That's so tragic. We have to black out some personal information here, but that's so sad. Alright, we got 2 Dune books in here. There was a lot of Dune. I wonder if over all 5 hauls I had the entire set of Dune. I know, because I didn't have the first one. So this is God Emperor of Dune by Frank Herbert. This has the tape here on the side and the man in the phallus. This is from Paperbacks Inc. I think I had all of them but Dune though, to be honest. And this is a Ace printing. We have Dune Messiah by Frank Herbert. This one looks way more vintage. With the great Dune script there. Let's see here. This one is a 1984 print. Nice. Oh, I'm keeping this. Wow. We got The Last Castle by Jack Vance. That's super cute. I say it's super cute because it's like a little tiny book. Also, it's quite the graphic on the front. I don't know if this is supposed to be science fiction or if it's supposed to be fantasy. Maybe it's both. This is from 1982. That's exciting. Hello again. I'm actually going to have this in the Whatnot auction because I realized that I already have a copy of this in an Ace double, so this can move on to a new home. We have a Bradbury Dandelion Wine. This one actually will get sold because I have a more vintager copy of this book. This is also brand new. It's a Bantam Spectrum book. Uncracked spine. I love the lovely watercolor cover it has. This is the revised edition from 1976. That's not the edition here. I think this is probably a copy from like the early 90s. But we got Dandelion Wine from Ray Bradbury. That is a dude, I think. Or maybe it's a robot? Or it's probably both. We have The Iron Tongue by Robert E. Vardaman. Quarterpath Road number 4. That was quite the dude. Spider Attack. The Quarterpath Road series. This is the first print from 1984. There are apparently multiple books in the series. Now with Brian Aldiss, I did not do a good job about keeping things together. It's A Man in His Time. It's quite the cover there. I'm guessing like this, oh. It's got some chocolate sauce there on the side. That's a thing that exists. It's like someone had espresso and spilled it. 1990, this is the first print from 1990. Brian Aldiss. Unlocking the Mystery of the Force in Star Wars: The Emperor Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The best-selling commentary by Frank Allnut. We got Moorcock and Allnut. He had his own print shop. Wow, really? That's amazing. This smells like old people in books. So that's a thing that exists. I have never heard of this, but I think I saw The Force and thought it was a Star Wars book, so I picked it up, but it's apparently a commentary about Star Wars. This one I am going to keep because it is a DAW. This is Gordon Dixon's Dorsai. This is DAW number something. It's got the UE1342, which normally means it's a reprint from the yellow DAWs. You can look it up to figure out which one in the number it is. But I'm going to keep this one. This is from 1976. It originally was printed in 1960, this book. So I've got this. That's exciting. It's got a great graphic. Although this is giving me, the graphic here is giving me very much like the 90s Cyborg, right? Doesn't it? It looks like it just put some red glasses on them. 90s Cyborg. So I'm keeping that one. My first Piers Anthony. I don't think I got any Piers Anthony before. So this is Ogre Ogre by Piers Anthony. Pretty great cover though. This is a Xanath novel out of like, what, 27 or so? From the 1980s. There's that one. That'll go up. And then we got 4 more. So we have Michael Swanwick. The Iron Dragon's Daughter. Trade paperback. It's got an uncracked spine, still has the Borders tag on the back. It's another book that languished, didn't get sold. This is one that's going to go in my own collection until I read it, because y'all told me that I had to keep all of the James Tiptree Jr., which is Alice Sheldon, at least until I read it. So this is a trade paperback, Her Smoke Rose Up Forever. And this is a collection of short stories, so I will get to do that tier list. I told you all that if I have any short stories collections that I decide to keep and I read them and review them, we're going to review them in a tier list because I think that that will be fun. So that's what we're going to do with this. So I'm going to keep that one. And then we have 2 Ian McDonald's. They look like they go together. So we have Luna New Moon and Luna Wolf Moon. So I will put these together and sell them. So it'd be like $4. And you get 2 brand new trade paperbacks because they are, as I just said, brand new. So this is New Moon is the first book and Wolf Moon is the second book, and then you'll have to find Moon Rising, which is the 3rd book in this trilogy, because I couldn't find the 3rd book in the trilogy because it did not exist there. But that is actually everything. So this is it, okay? So I went back to that store. That store is now tapped out of science fiction and fantasy completely. And I won't have to go back to that store for at least, you know, another couple months, which is how long it had been since the last time I went there. But I only got a little pile for myself this time, but I'm still really happy. And again, everything else will be up for sale in my whatnot. This is the date, and again, there'll be a link down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, bye! Bye.